Let's have a closer look at some of the latest updates in F1. Teams traditionally want to bring their first big updates to Baku, but since the format changed short time before the Grand Prix weekend and there was only one practice session available, some teams delayed their updates to this weekend's Miami Grand Prix. So let's take a closer look at what they brought. Red Bull updated their side pod inlets to a narrower shape, which allows them to have an even larger undercut and to send more energy to the back of the car. They then used Flowvis to verify the update. We can then see their spiky brake calipers for better cooling, and a new kind of modularity in their rear wing end plate to combine different beam and rear wings with each other without having to remake the whole assembly each time, so that saves cost and time. It's also impressive to see how detailed their floor edges developed. Red Bull had the advantage to commit to the right concept at the very beginning, and while others still had to sort out bouncing and other stuff, they could already concentrate on improving what they have, instead of changing concept and starting from scratch like others. Ferrari uses a single rear wing pillar again, and they brought a new floor, although it's hard to see a difference on the pictures we have. We would need pictures from underneath again to see more details. Aston Martin changed their louvres to have better cooling for Miami, and we can see nicely the internal brake cooling flow. Mercedes brought some smaller updates like reprofiling fairings, but interesting is that they use an infill to reduce the rear wing's extraction to reduce expansion, which reduces downforce and hence drag. Also, this update should reduce crosswind sensitivity. So instead of changing the flap to reduce drag, they reduce the rear wing's expansion with an infill. Alpine showed a low downforce rear wing with very thick leading edges, and they use a simple cutout in the upper front wing flap to reduce drag instead of resurfacing a new flap. McLaren brought a new floor. We can see that details are developed further, and now there is a step in the diffuser. Alfa Romeo used some Flowvis in Baku, and as far as we can see it looks pretty clean. It's impressive to see how they use their front wing suspension points to drag more air down towards the undercut area to produce more downforce at the back. Haas has an interesting pitot tube with a large ring to reduce angle sensitivity. And at Williams we can see how they use the lower side impact structure to fix the floor, which makes it stiffer and combines two functions in one part. AlphaTauri now uses a lower wing element around their mirror, and they have some extra winglets to create more outwash for the lower tire squirt. So it's the first bigger step of updates for many teams, and let's see how this will work out for the race in Miami and the close midfield battle. See you at the next video.